Self-doubt and insecurity are experiences that almost everyone encounters at some point in their lives, yet they often feel deeply personal and isolating. These feelings can manifest in different ways: hesitation to speak up, fear of failure, or an internal voice that constantly questions your worth and abilities. To overcome them, it is crucial first to understand where they come from. Self-doubt is rarely random. It often has roots in past experiences, societal pressures, and personal expectations. Many people develop self-doubt in childhood, influenced by family, teachers, or peers who set high standards or criticized mistakes. Over time, these experiences can create a pattern where the mind automatically questions one's decisions and abilities. Similarly, insecurity often emerges from comparisons. In a world where social media highlights the successes and curated lives of others, it is easy to feel inadequate. Seeing others' achievements can trigger a sense of not measuring up, even when those comparisons are unfair or incomplete. Recognizing that these feelings are a normal part of the human experience is the first step toward addressing them. Self-doubt is not a flaw. It is a signal that your mind is aware of potential risks and cares about outcomes. Insecurity, likewise, is a reflection of your desire for connection, acceptance, or competence. By identifying these emotions as natural rather than shameful, you reduce their power over you. Another aspect to consider is the inner narrative that fuels self-doubt. The stories we tell ourselves about who we are, what we deserve, or what we can achieve shape our beliefs. If the narrative is dominated by fear of failure or the idea that success is only for others, insecurity becomes entrenched. By paying attention to these internal dialogues, you can start to challenge their validity and separate facts from perception. Understanding triggers is also important. Certain situations, public speaking, creative expression, leadership roles may intensify self-doubt, but knowing that these moments are predictable allows you to prepare mentally and emotionally. Recognizing the patterns behind your insecurity gives you insight into how to respond differently rather than reacting automatically. Ultimately, understanding the roots of self-doubt and insecurity is about self-awareness. It requires honesty about your experiences, acknowledgement of your fears, and willingness to explore the beliefs that hold you back. Once you can trace the origin of these feelings and see them clearly, they lose some of their power. Awareness becomes a tool that transforms self-doubt from an obstacle into a signal for growth. When you understand why these emotions exist, you can begin to address them thoughtfully, making deliberate choices that build confidence and reduce fear, creating a foundation for lasting personal and professional growth. Shifting your mindset from fear to growth is a transformative step in overcoming self-doubt and insecurity. Most people live much of their lives reacting to fear, letting it dictate their decisions, behaviors, and even their sense of identity. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, or fear of the unknown can hold you back from pursuing opportunities, speaking your truth, or taking risks that could lead to meaningful growth. The key to breaking free from this cycle lies in consciously changing the way you view challenges and setbacks. Rather than seeing obstacles as threats, you begin to see them as opportunities for learning and development. This shift does not happen overnight, and it requires consistent effort to reframe your thinking. It starts with acknowledging that mistakes are not reflections of your worth, but are essential components of growth. Every failure carries information about what does not work, what can be improved, and what skills you need to develop. When you adopt this perspective, fear becomes less paralyzing, and each challenge becomes a chance to expand your abilities and resilience. A growth mind, it also involves recognizing that your abilities and intelligence are not fixed traits. Many people fall into the trap of believing that talent is innate and that struggling indicates inadequacy. In reality, skills are developed through practice, persistence, and feedback. Embracing this understanding allows you to approach difficult tasks with curiosity rather than self-criticism. It encourages experimentation, creativity, and a willingness to step outside of your comfort zone. Another crucial aspect of shifting your mindset is self-compassion. Moving from fear to growth requires patience with yourself and recognition that transformation takes time. When setbacks occur, instead of harshly judging yourself, you treat these moments as learning experiences and opportunities to build resilience. Self-compassion fuels persistence, enabling you to continue striving even when progress feels slow. Additionally, a growth-oriented mindset is strengthened by the stories you tell yourself. Replace narratives of limitation with stories of potential and possibility. Rather than thinking, "I can't do this," you reframe it as, "I can't do this yet, but I can learn." This simple linguistic shift reinforces the idea that abilities are dynamic and progress is achievable. Surrounding yourself with growth-minded influences, mentors, peers, and role models who embrace challenges and value learning also supports this transition. Their attitudes and behaviors provide examples of what is possible when fear is reframed as fuel for development. Over time, consistently choosing growth over fear rewires your responses, allowing you to act with courage, take calculated risks, and embrace the discomfort that comes with progress. By shifting your mindset, fear loses its dominance and self-doubt diminishes. What once seemed like insurmountable challenges become opportunities for growth, learning, and the expansion of your potential. In this way, the journey from fear to growth becomes not just a strategy for overcoming insecurity, but a foundation for a life of confidence, purpose, and resilience. Building confidence through small wins is one of the most practical and powerful ways to overcome self-doubt and insecurity. Confidence is not something that appears suddenly. It is cultivated gradually through experience and action. Many people wait for a moment of monumental achievement to feel worthy or capable, but in reality, it is the accumulation of small, consistent successes that forms a strong foundation of self-belief. These small wins create tangible evidence that you are competent, capable, and able to make progress, which gradually silences the inner voice of doubt. The process begins with setting achievable goals. When objectives are realistic and attainable, accomplishing them provides immediate reinforcement of your abilities. Even minor achievements, completing a task you've been avoiding, speaking up in a meeting, or mastering a small skill, contribute to building a sense of competence. Over time, these small victories accumulate, reinforcing your belief that you can meet challenges and succeed. Another key aspect is celebrating progress rather than perfection. Many people tie their confidence to flawless performance, which can intensify self-doubt when mistakes inevitably occur. By focusing on progress and acknowledging incremental improvements, you shift attention away from fear of failure toward recognition of effort and achievement. This perspective allows you to experience a steady sense of accomplishment, even when the journey is long or difficult. Tracking your wins also helps solidify confidence. Writing down achievements, no matter how minor they may seem, creates a visible record of capability. When self-doubt arises, you can revisit this record as concrete proof of what you have accomplished. This practice reinforces a positive self-image, and counters the tendency to exaggerate failures or shortcomings. Small wins also build momentum. Each success, no matter how modest, generates motivation and courage to tackle the next challenge. Confidence grows as you realize that effort produces results and that you are capable of navigating uncertainty and overcoming obstacles. This momentum is especially important when dealing with insecurity, as it demonstrates repeatedly that fear and self-doubt are not accurate measures of your ability. Additionally, small wins cultivate resilience. When faced with setbacks, people with a foundation of incremental achievements are better equipped to persevere. They have experience overcoming challenges and know that temporary difficulties do not define their worth or potential. This resilience reinforces a cycle of confidence, where each experience of overcoming adversity strengthens belief in oneself. Importantly, building confidence through small wins fosters self-trust. The more consistently you act in alignment with your goals and values, the more you learn to rely on your own judgment, instincts, and capabilities. This self-trust diminishes the grip of insecurity and encourages more decisive action. Ultimately, confidence is not a sudden, permanent state, but a skill developed step by step. By intentionally pursuing small wins, celebrating progress, tracking achievements, and building momentum, you create a durable foundation of self-belief. These incremental victories transform self-doubt into evidence of growth and potential, empowering you to face challenges with courage and pursue opportunities with conviction. The power of purpose and clarity is a transformative force when it comes to overcoming self-doubt and insecurity. Without a clear sense of direction, it is easy to become lost in uncertainty, guessing every decision and doubting one's abilities. Purpose acts as a guiding compass, giving meaning to your actions and providing a framework for evaluating challenges and opportunities. When you know why you are doing something, what your core values are, what you want to achieve, and what impact you wish to have, it becomes easier to move forward with confidence. Clarity of purpose aligns your actions with your goals, reducing the mental noise that often fuels insecurity. Many people experience self-doubt because they are focused on external expectations or trying to meet standards that are not their own. When your energy is scattered and your priorities are unclear, it is natural to question your choices and abilities. By clarifying your purpose, you create a reference point for decision making, allowing you to measure your actions against your own values rather than the fluctuating opinions of others. This alignment provides a sense of authenticity, which strengthens confidence and diminishes the influence of external judgment. Having clarity also helps in managing fear and uncertainty. When you are clear about your purpose, challenges become part of a larger narrative rather than isolated obstacles. Setbacks, criticism, and failures are easier to navigate because they are contextualized within the bigger picture of what you are striving to achieve. Purpose provides motivation when self-doubt arises, reminding you why the effort matters and reinforcing your commitment to growth. Furthermore, clarity of purpose empowers you to prioritize and focus. In a world full of distractions, it is easy to feel overwhelmed and uncertain. Purpose acts as a filter, helping you distinguish between what aligns with your goals and what does not. This focus reduces indecision and hesitation, which are often driven by insecurity. When your actions are intentional and aligned with your values, each step taken reinforces your sense of competence and self-trust. Purpose also connects you to something greater than yourself. Whether it is contributing to your community, advancing your career with meaningful impact, or pursuing a personal mission, The sense of contributing to a larger vision fosters confidence. It shifts attention away from self-criticism and toward action that matters, giving your efforts significance and reducing the power of insecurity. Finally, clarity and purpose create a roadmap for growth. Knowing what you want to achieve allows you to set actionable steps, measure progress, and celebrate milestones. Each achievement aligned with your purpose strengthens self-belief and diminishes doubt. Over time, this intentional approach transforms uncertainty into direction and insecurity into a resilient confidence grounded in meaning. Purpose and clarity are not just abstract concepts. They are practical tools that anchor your decisions, guide your actions, and cultivate a lasting belief in yourself and your potential. Taking action despite fear is the defining step in overcoming self-doubt and insecurity. It is one thing to understand your fears, shift your mindset, and clarify your purpose, but it is action that transforms knowledge into change. Fear and self-doubt often appear as internal roadblocks, convincing you that waiting for the perfect moment is safer or that hesitation will protect you from failure. Yet the truth is that no amount of preparation or reflection will eliminate fear entirely. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to move forward in spite of it. When you take action despite fear, you break the cycle of overthinking and hesitation, proving to yourself that you are capable of navigating uncertainty. Action, even when imperfect, generates momentum. Often, the first step is the hardest because it requires confronting discomfort and the possibility of failure. But once you begin, each subsequent step becomes easier, building confidence through experience. Fear diminishes not by avoiding it, but by encountering it, learning from it, and realizing that it is not as insurmountable as it seemed. Small, deliberate actions accumulate into meaningful progress. Even if the outcome is not perfect, the process of acting reinforces your ability to handle challenges, strengthens resilience, and undermines the power of self-doubt. Taking action also teaches you valuable lessons that cannot be learned through reflection alone. Mistakes, setbacks, and unexpected results provide insight into your strengths, areas for improvement, and the reality of situations beyond your control. By embracing action as a learning tool, fear becomes a teacher rather than a prison, guiding you toward growth instead of holding you back. Another critical aspect of taking action despite fear is the development of trust in yourself. When you repeatedly act in alignment with your goals and values, you build a track record of reliability that strengthens self-belief. Each courageous step taken is evidence that you can navigate challenges, make decisions, and move forward even when the outcome is uncertain. Accountability and consistency reinforce this self-trust, creating a feedback loop that gradually diminishes insecurity. Moreover, taking action inspires others and creates a positive environment that supports growth. When you demonstrate courage, you not only build your own confidence, but also influence those around you, fostering encouragement, collaboration, and shared resilience. Fear often isolates, but action connects you to possibilities, opportunities, and networks that would remain inaccessible if you waited for perfect conditions. Finally, taking action despite fear shifts your focus from the hypothetical what-ifs to tangible experience. Self-doubt thrives in imagined scenarios, where every outcome is a reason to hesitate. Action replaces speculation with reality, proving that even uncertain steps can lead to progress, learning, and achievement. Over time, this habit of moving forward in the face of fear transforms your relationship with insecurity. Fear no longer dictates your choices. Instead, it becomes a signal to act with intention, courage, and persistence. By consistently choosing action, you break free from self-doubt, cultivate resilience, and open the door to growth, achievement, and the fulfillment of your potential.